Well, I feel great. I was at a couple of rehearsals and I heard what they were doing and saying, and it was all great. I appreciate it very much.
At this point in your career, does stuff like that still mean?
Oh, yeah, heck yeah. I mean, that never gets old.
What is it that keeps this fun for you?
The music itself and the fans who keep showing up. I've always said as long as they keep showing up, I'll keep showing up.
I told somebody earlier that they either really believe in me at NBC or they're trying to get me fired from The Voice. One of the two. But either is okay with me.
Why did you want to do a Christmas show?
Oh my gosh! Well, first of all, I love Christmas music, and so I wanted to do anything I could to kind of help promote the Christmas album. But as we got into the special and that project, it turned into something else, and it's like, it's only half music, and the rest of it is just fun things that we came up with, some skits, and it's really edgy. It's actually called I think it's called Not So Family Christmas. And I'm honestly shocked and amazed at some of the things that they let us get away with.
Last year's been crazy. Last 2 years have been crazy, but the Hell on Wheels tour went great. We were out with Toby Keith for the summer and out with Eric Church before that. It's been a wonderful year, staying busy touring and dropping a new single. More Than Miles is out, so we're kind of kicking on that and watching it grow a little bit and getting ready for a new record. Here soon.
Whiskey. All right, Whiskey's my new single that comes out next week, and to me, Whiskey is a song about that one moment in time where you're like, I wish I would have done something else. And usually I always say everything happens for a reason, but it's just that one moment where you're like, oh, if I could have just ran away, and done something different. So that's what, to me, that moment's about.
Tell me what it feels like, to be here tonight. And somebody looked it up and said that if your album had come out like a month or something earlier, that you would have been nominated for female vocalist this year, just because of radio airplay.
That's crazy. I mean, this whole year has been amazing because of everyone's support, all of y'all's support, country radio, the fans. I mean, it's honestly made this year so wonderful. The way that I've been embraced, I'm just so thankful. So it's all good that I'm not nominated now. It's fine. There's next year, so it's all good.
What a year.
What a year.
You know what? I tell you what, I moved to Nashville 9 years ago and saw these bumper stickers that said it all begins with a song. And that could be more true. This year, one song has changed my life. The story behind Cowboys and Angels is I had Cowboys and Angels, the title written down on a piece of paper, and went into my first time ever to meet Tim Nichols and Josh Leo. And Tim Nichols had Cowboys and Angels written down on a piece of paper as well in his songbook. So that's astronomical for that to happen. Two guys I've never met had the same song title the same morning. It was just crazy. And it was kind of an eerie feeling came over the room. And we knew we had a special song when we finished writing it, and 2 years later we put it out on radio, and here we sit.
It's incredibly flattering and terrifying at the same time. I mean, I've grown up around this town, so getting to see this award given for so many great songs over the years. I mean, honestly, to be even the fact that there's a song that I wrote that has a 1 in 5 chance of being mentioned in that group of songs is pretty incredible.
Did you have a feeling about it when you wrote it that it could achieve this someday, or is this just...
No, I thought that it was a great song. I thought it was way too personal about my life. I thought that people that were fans of mine would love it, but I didn't think that it would garner the kind of sort of worldwide support.
Yeah, I wrote it with a guy named Lance Miller and Rick Huckabee, and we were at lunch one day talking about what it would be like to sit down and have dinner with Jesus. And I think we were talking about going to Chili's with him or something like that. And then I remember Lance saying, "What if you could have a beer with Jesus?" And at first we kind of laughed, and we were like, that's kind of funny. And then we started thinking about the concept of actually having a beer with Jesus. And so we wrote it. I mean, we put our hearts into it, and wrote it about sitting down at a bar with Jesus and ordering up a couple tall ones, and whether he drank it or not, you're going to drink yours really slow. Just to keep him there longer, and make sure you ask him as many questions and talk to him about as much stuff as you possibly can. And the vibe of the song is in a bar and jukebox playing and smoky, and just try to make it really, really real for people who hear it. So, and we think it's done just that. So we're proud of it. So,
people ask you all the time on Twitter, who would you love to go on the road with? And I've been fortunate to go on with a lot of the people that I picked, and one of the people that was at the top of that list was Little Big Town, and to see the kind of year that they've had, unfold the last 12, 16 months, it's just been really rewarding. They've obviously worked worked hard and been at this a long time, and my wife and I, they've been very sweet to us and very kind to me over the years, and the fact that they chose me to be a part of that is obviously a very flattering request, and I know that we'll have a lot of fun.
Number one song in the country. You don't?
I do, and I can't believe it.
You're shaking your head. I was like, I swear.
I do, and it's just really, just kills me, man. I'm so lucky to be where I'm at, and to have it this week, number one. We are really somehow we count our cards right,
Well, I mean, it seems like you're just like a lucky man when it comes to award show weeks, because you won at the ACMs, and now.
Yeah, and actually we won, and A Woman Like You was number one that week.
Was it?
Yeah, and then Crazy Girl was number one this week last year, and it was when I wrote for the Eli Young Band. So I do have a weird thing about songs being number one in these award shows.
Maybe it bodes well. Maybe you're taking home a trophy.
Come on. Well, hey, look, I'm just glad to be in the category. Everybody in there I'm buddies with, and I respect tremendously. So I'm just any way it goes, we're gonna have fun.
Tell me about Beer Money's success. I mean, so you have a top 10 hit now. Are you feeling more comfortable?
No, I don't think I'll ever feel comfortable, Cindy. I think I'm ecstatic, and I can't believe how fast this one's gone. But I can definitely feel a wave, and I can feel the momentum, and it's feeling good. I'm not quite as scared as I was before, but I'm still on edge, and I'm already thinking about how I'm going to follow this one up.
Are people singing it back to you now?
Yes, they're singing Beer Money just as loud as Truck, and they're singing the whole record. It's not, they're singing Crazy More Time and Reckless just as loud as they are Beer Money. I mean, it's the record is definitely translated with a lot of people.
Tell me about your new single, why you're excited about it.
It came out a few days ago, and incredibly, country radio has been very sweet and gave us our biggest ad day of our career so far. And it's out on iTunes, and it's selling really well right now.
And USA Today picked it over Bruno Mars and the Rolling Stones for Song of the Week. Hey, but I am going to brag about that, because that's awesome. It was just very, very flattering, But I saw that, I was like, what is this, a misprint or something? It's crazy, But yeah, we're extremely proud of it, It came at a time when Shauna lost her dad, and the title kind of came out of that, And once we got done with the song, we realized that it could be so general. It could be about religion, it could be about friends or whatever. So it's just a very special song to us, and we're glad that it's taken off a little bit.
The Grammys was awesome, and that was a huge deal. But for some reason, I feel like this has an extra something about it. I think it's knowing it's contemporaries that vote for you to even get into the nomination ballot. Being among, everybody on this carpet I know, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's like taking pictures of myself with them in the background, which shows you're a real pro.